Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Vocab with Disha. In the first session, we learned about personality types. Remember those words that describe different kinds of people? Well, in this session, we are going to go even deeper into personality types. Today's theme is built around two tiny but powerful Latin roots: ego, meaning I, and alter, meaning other. And before we jump in, let's quickly understand something important. In this book, vocabulary is studied through etymology. Now, what is etymology? Break the word itself. Etym means root word and logy means to study. So, etymology simply means the study of root words. And once you understand the root, you can unlock the meaning of 10 different words just from one root. That's the real power of this book. So, today we have two roots: ego, the self obsessed root, and alter, the root of the other person. Let's get into it. So, every word in this section is about a person who is in some way obsessed with themselves. But the degree of obsession is what separates one word from another. Let's go one by one. So, here, egoist and egotist I've already explained in session 1. So, if you want to understand these both the personality types in more detail, you can go and watch my session 1 video on personality types. Although I'll summarize in short, egoist is a person who is excessively concerned with themselves, who always talks about self advancement, someone whose biggest concern in life is I, me, and myself. An egotist is very close to egoist, but here the focus is on someone who talks about themselves constantly. I is the most overused word in their vocabulary. She always talks about their achievements. So let's get into next root word, that is egocentric. Egocentric is an extreme and intensified form of egoist. They think everything revolves around them. They think themselves to be at the center of this universe. So here some similar words, synonyms we have like self-centered, self-absorbed, narcissistic. Narcissistic is a personality who admires themselves. Antonyms: considerate, selfless, thoughtful of others. Considerate means thinking about other person's feeling before acting. And thoughtful of others here means caring about what others need or feel. Next we have egomaniac. Egoism becomes a mania, a morbid, almost dangerous obsession with one's own need, desires, and interest. This is the most extreme form of them all, whatever root words we have studied before of ego, like egocentric, egoist, egotist. सो ये अभी तक का सबसे एक्सट्रीम फॉर्म है. इसके सिनोनिम्स हैं लाइक नार्सिसिस्ट, मेगलोमैनियक एक ऐसा पर्सन होता है हु इज ऑब्सेस्ड विद देयर ओन पावर एंड नीड्स. Self obsessed tyrant मतलब a cruel, harsh ruler who controls others unfairly. Antonyms we have selfless person, altruistic. Egomaniac का example है the dictator was a complete egomaniac willing to sacrifice his entire nation just to feed his own ego. Let's take a quick note here. Remember the order of intensity. The egoist or egotist are just obnoxious, very annoying, unpleasant to be around. The egocentric is intolerable, so bad that it cannot be accepted or put up with. But egomaniac is dangerous and slightly mad. That acceleration is key to remember. Last, we have egomaniacal. Egomaniacal is the adjective form of egomaniac. It describes the person's behavior or an attitude that's extremely self obsessed. For example, his egomaniacal rants during meetings made the entire team uncomfortable. Now, let's flip the coin completely. If ego was all about I, alter is all about the other person. This root gives us some really beautiful and useful words like alter ego, altercation, alteration, alternative, alternate, altruistic, and altruism. Let's get into it one by one. So, the first we have alter ego. Alter means other I, your second self. For instance, you have a friend who's so close to you that they almost feel like your second self. Same thinking, same reactions, like a mirror image of you. Example: Raj and Aman have been best friends since childhood. They're basically alter egos of each other. We have synonyms like best friend, soulmate, kindred spirit, second self. Antonyms: stranger, rival, enemy. Next, we have altercation. Altercation is a verbal dispute. Like when you have an altercation with someone, you have a violent disagreement, a fight with words. Why? Because you have other ideas, plans, or opinions than those of the person on the other side of the argument. Example: the two neighbors got into a heated altercation over the parking space. Next, we have alteration. Alteration means a change, a making into something other. When you alter your plans, you make other plans. For example, the tailor made a few alterations to the suit so it would fit perfectly. Synonyms like modification, adjustment, change, revision. Antonyms: preservation, retention, consistency. Next, we have alternative. Alternative means another choice or option available to you other than the one you already have. For example, if you don't have milk, you can use almond milk as an alternative. Synonyms: option, substitute, choice. Antonyms: necessity, only option. Next, we have alternate. When you alternate, you skip one and take the next, going back and forth between two things, one after another. For example, we decided to alternate driving shifts during the road trip. He drove 1 hour, I drove the next. Synonyms: we have rotate, switch, take turn. Antonyms: continue, remain constant, stay fixed. Next, we have altruistic. Altruistic describes a person or an act that's focused purely on the welfare and benefit of others without expecting anything in return. For example, donating his entire bonus to the flood relief fund was a truly altruistic act. The person is selfless, charitable, generous, humanitarian. Next, we have altruism. Altruism is a philosophy or practice of unselfish concern for others, the complete opposite of egoism. For example, Mother Teresa's life was a perfect example of altruism. She dedicated everything to serving others. Synonyms: we have selflessness, generosity, philanthropy. इसके opposite antonyms we have egoism, selfishness, self-interest. Now, till this point, you clearly understand what altruistic and altruism means individually. But here's where most people get confused because both words sound similar and both are about helping others. So the real question is what the actual difference? Let me make it super easy for you. Altruism is the idea or concept of helping others selflessly, and altruistic is used to describe a person or an action that shows that idea. Same root word, but different roles. I think now it's clear to you. Let's quickly wrap up everything we learned in this session. First, let's talk about ego. Simply means I or self. From ego, we get words like egoist, who talks about self advancement. Egotist is a person who talks about his or achievement. Egocentric, it's an extreme and intensified form of egoist. Everything revolves around them. They think themselves to be at the center of this universe. Egomaniac. When egoism becomes a mania, it's called egomaniac. It's an extreme form of all. Egomaniacal. When someone is showing this egomaniac behavior, it's called egomaniacal. Second root, alter. Alter means other or another. And this shifts our focus away from self to something different or a second identity. For example, alter ego, another version of yourself, your second self. Altercation, a verbal dispute, a clash where people opposes each other. Alteration, a change in something. Alternative, another option. Alternate, to switch between choices. Altruism, caring for others. Altruistic, showing selfless concern. So that's the session 2. We went from extreme self obsession of ego all the way to the selfless world of alter. Notice how just two small roots give us 13 powerful words. That's the magic of etymology. In the next session, we'll continue building on this foundation with more roots and more personality types. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in session 3.